one thing I enjoy, obviously, is taking the old classical monsters, vampires, mummies, ghosts, whatever, witches, and trying to do something completely new with them, something highly romantic and subjective and fresh. But I had never done werewolves. And then this friend of mine, Jeff Easton, he's a producer of a TV show. He produces the show White Collar, which is very popular in the United States. He happened to write me an email, and he said, if you ever do decide to write a werewolf novel, I will buy it. And for some reason, when he said that, it sparked something in me, and I started to make up the story of Reuben. And I thought, well, why don't I do this? Why don't I sit down and try this, you know? My sister, Alice Borchardt, had written werewolf novels, and she was very successful, and I had stayed away from this subject because of her. But we lost Alice in 2007, and I honestly don't think she would mind me doing this at all. And doing research today is so much more fun than it used to be. You can go to any site on the web and you can look up anything you're interested in. You can get instantaneous images and information, so it's very stimulating. For example, I mean, if I want to describe, I can get the weather in an instant, and you know, the novel is set for the most part in upper northern California, so I can just look up the weather and see what events they've had and when they had a bad storm, and if I want to write a storm into the novel, I can see instant feedback on what happens when they have a bad storm. And there are websites everywhere that would just give you vital information. If you want to describe the hero and the heroine going to a restaurant on the coast for dinner, you can look up all the quality restaurants in Northern California and choose a restaurant. You know, and then of course my own personal experience lies behind almost all of it. You know, I can look up places I've been before, restaurants in San Francisco, and check details to make sure that they're still open and the hero could still be going there and so forth. And very enjoyable. I frequently go after I'm finished writing. I go and double check everything. After I finished writing The Wolf Gift, I went up to Northern California and I stayed in the town of Mill Valley where Laura lives in the novel, and I stayed in the Mill Valley hotel that Reuben stays in the novel. I checked it all out to make sure it was accurate, long before we went to press, when there was time to change things. And I did a lot of walking in the redwood forest and driving through the redwood forest. And I went to the town of Mendocino, which is a very picturesque and beautiful town, and I got a real taste of the weather there, and the proximity to the ocean. It was very lovely. Now, I'll tell you what the house is. The house is a compilation for me of all the houses I owned. You know, I owned big, wonderful old houses that were built in the 1840s, which is very old for America. When I wrote about Nideck Point, I just created a dream home that involved all the different beautiful hardwood floors and wood paneling and spacious kitchens and many, many different bedrooms that those different houses of mine had contained. And it was great fun. And the house became so real to me that it is as if, for me, it is in existence up there in Northern California, and they are there waiting for me to come back. I dream of finding it, but no, it's not a real place.